Today I'm going to show you how to cook yet another one of my favourite traditional British dishes, roast pork with melt in your mouth, crispy crackling. If there's one thing I can't resist, it's a good old Sunday roast. And it's not always just about the food. This tradition started in the Middle Ages when families used to get together after church and have a banquet, mainly consisting of roast meats and side dishes. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to cook a very simple traditional roast pork dinner with melt in your mouth, crispy crackling. Before you do anything, make sure your oven is turned on and set at around 180 to 200 degrees centigrade. Put it on about 20 minutes before you put anything in it and give it a chance to heat up. For this recipe, I'm going to be using just under 1.5 kilos of boned and rolled pork shoulder. Put your joint of pork on a baking tray, pour a little bit of oil over it. I personally like to use olive oil, but if you prefer to use vegetable oil, then that's absolutely fine. Sprinkle it with a bit of rock salt or sea salt. Rub it into the skin and then put it in the top of the oven, in the hottest part of the oven. And leave it to cook for about an hour. The next thing we're going to do is prepare our potatoes. Literally peel them and keep all the peelings from your potatoes, because in a minute I'm going to show you how to make a lovely little snack out of them. Cut them and put them into a pot of boiling water. Put a bit of salt in and leave them to cook for about 5 to 8 minutes. You really don't want to cook them any more than that. Then take them off the stove and strain them. Once you've strained all the water off your potatoes, put a knob of butter in with them and give them a good little shake and stir around. This makes them nice and fluffy and helps them get crispy on the outside when you put them in the oven. Pour the potatoes out of the pot and onto a baking tray. Sprinkle them with a little bit of salt and pour a little bit of oil over the top of them. As soon as the pork has been cooking for about an hour, the crackling should be starting to take colour now and should be starting to crisp up. Take it off the top shelf and put it on the middle shelf. Then take your tray of potatoes and put them on the top shelf. Start to prepare all your vegetables. Today I am using cauliflower, carrots, cabbage and Brussels sprouts. Of course, you can choose whatever vegetables you prefer to use. Put your pot of water back on the stove and bring it to the boil. Now there are a few people who might have a little moan about what I'm going to tell you next, but I personally like to cook all my vegetables in the same pot, in the same water, because at a later stage I'm going to use that water as a stock to make my gravy. Keep all your trimmings from the vegetables, your stalks and your leaves and all that sort of thing, because we're going to use that in the stock at a later stage. Remember I said keep the potato peels? Well, that's partly because I don't really like wasting anything when it comes to cooking. Try and use everything I can. And also, roast dinners can take a little bit of time to cook. And you're always going to get that one person who says, is it going to be much longer? I'm getting hungry. So here is the absolutely perfect way to keep them quiet. Fill a deep frying pan with oil. Preferably use a deep fat fryer if you have got one, as it will be a lot safer. I haven't got one on this occasion, so I'm using a frying pan. Literally fill it up with oil and bring it up to heat, frying temperature. As soon as the oil gets hot enough, put your potato skins in and start frying them. As soon as your potato skins are fried crispy, take them out, strain them, sprinkle them with a bit of salt, and voila, you have got yourself a lovely tasty little snack. Best potato crisps ever. After the pork has been cooking for about an hour and 45 minutes, take it out of the oven. Carefully remove all the crackling from the joint of pork and put it on a separate plate. And then slice all the pork up and put it in a separate bowl. By this time your potatoes should also be ready to come out of the oven, crispy on the outside and soft in the middle. Scrape them off the tray and into a separate bowl. Remove all the string from the crackling and then cut it into small pieces and put it back on the baking tray. Sprinkle it with a little bit of rock salt or table salt, whatever you prefer, and then put it back in the top of the oven at really high heat. After the crackling has been cooking for about 5 to 10 minutes, take it out of the oven and turn all the pieces over so they're crackling side up. Then put it back in the oven and cook it for a further 10 minutes. After about 10 minutes, take the crackling out of the oven and put it on a serving plate. And there you have it, crispy, melt in your mouth crackling. Take your stock pot off the stove, strain it, and then I like to use Bisto gravy granules, but totally up to you what you prefer to use. I also like to use the dripping and the juices from the tray that the pork was cooking in. Then pour your gravy into a jug and it is ready to serve. Back in the day, it was traditional to serve Yorkshire pudding with roast beef. But in this day and age, things are changing and Yorkshire pudding tends to get served with every roast dinner. So on this occasion, I've decided to make some Yorkshire pudding as well to go with my roast pork. For my Yorkshire mix, I've used half a cup of plain flour, half a cup of eggs and half a cup of milk. Basically equal amounts of everything. And then pour it into some hot oil in a tray and put it in the oven, 180 degrees, for about 10 minutes. Before I serve my vegetables, I like to fry up some crispy bacon and add it to my cabbage and my Brussels sprouts. And there you have it, traditional roast pork dinner fit for a king. As always, the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. Salt and pepper on there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, delicious. You've got to see this, look. Oh, delicious. Delicious. Ooh, heaven on a plate. Crackling. Oh. Crispy. Delicious. Potatoes. Crispy on the outside. Soft in the middle. Pork done to perfection. C'est la vie. I know there's a few might say, where's the applesauce? Well, sorry, I missed the applesauce on this one. Chef's Travels, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully, see you on the next one. Cheers.